yourself in a hypothetical situation. If I came to you and I said I slept with 72 guys, how would you look at me differently?
10 times out of 10, yes.
Why?
Because you have a multiple personality disorder. Because if you dealt with 72 people, yeah, you know, I would consider you a little bit crazy.
Hi you guys, this is LQ from Coupled and Cultured, where we talk all things love, leisure, and lifestyle for contemporary couples and socialites who look to put the life and work-life balance. I'm so excited for today's video where we're going to be getting into some really good topic today. But most importantly, I have my baby here with me today, and I am so excited for you to be here.
Thanks for having me. Well, good afternoon, world. My name is Bryant, but I go by Biz. So whatever name you're familiar or comfortable calling me, you know, you could choose either or Bryant or Biz, but I prefer Biz for short.
So you want me to call you Biz?
Yeah, call me Biz.
Oh God, so okay, I'll call you Biz. All right. All right, you guys, so stay tuned because we're going to be talking about something a little juicy today, and I want you guys to hear how we feel from a female and male perspective, and then probably you guys chime in as well how you guys feel. All right, you guys, so today's topic that we're talking about is what makes a person a hoe, or a whore, as you like to say. Before we even get into how we feel about it, we asked this question on Instagram, right? We put it up as a question on our stories, and some of you guys really wrote back with some interesting things. All right, so I'm not going to throw any names out there. I'm not going to put people like out there. So I'll just say, you know, person one, person two, whatever. So the question that we asked was, what makes a woman or a man a hoe? And one person said it's someone who has lots of random sex with random people or several related people, so people who are in the same family. Another person said it's society's misconceptions on how a person should behave and conduct themselves sexually. So what makes them a hoe is society's misconceptions. Another person said, honestly, it's just them messing around the same circle. So going back to like being related or in the same friendship circle. Another person said a person who defies the social norms in the society in which you dwell. So basically, like a person can be a hoe based on how other people view them if you're doing things differently than what society expects. And then that same person wrote back and said, getting caught is what makes a person a hoe. I thought that was funny. Someone else said entertaining or messing around with multiple people at one time. Someone said what makes a person a hoe is if they believe that they are one, so it's all based on them. And then someone said having multiple partners with no protection. That's some hoe shit. So they tied it to if the person is protecting themselves or not. And then finally someone said when the person is sleeping with multiple people at once. That's interesting.
Deep. You know, I had a few ideas or a few ways of how I seen a woman as being a hoe. As if I was dating someone, this is what I assume. If I was dating someone, I just recently started dating and came across this person, you know, in a mall, movie theater, you know, a lounge, or anywhere out and about in the public. And I seen it with someone else, knowing that she was dating me. I automatically assumed that she was a wild woman. You know, I didn't say whore, but I felt that she was a wild woman. But after having a discussion with one of my comrades, you know, one of my bros, you know, he kind of, and it wasn't like we spoke on the topic of what me and my wife was, you know, initially going to speak on. It's just that he opened my eyes to saying that if a woman was dating him, you know, and he happened to run across her and she was with someone else, he wouldn't declassify her as being a wild woman. He said that 9 times out of 10, a woman have somebody else, you know, and it's like they have to do their pros and their cons, their balances of
I agree with that.
What do they think is best for them. So just because you see a woman with someone else outside of you, just because you're communicating with her or dating her, if if it ain't solid or solidified as far as y'all saying, yo, this is a relationship, you can't put her in that category because she got to balance out what's best for her. So, you know, us men, we're so one-sided, as far as seeing women, we're so one-sided, seeing woman with someone else and automatically saying this is who she is. You got to judge a person based on what you know. It's like opening up, not reading a book, but seeing the cover of it and judging it based on the color of it being pink. You might say, oh, that book is,
a girl's book.
Yeah, it's a
nothing
girl.
to do with me.
Exactly. So with that being said, I would say it's not fair.
Okay, I mean, I like what you said about how we should not judge people based on, never judge a book by its cover. Really get to know people, who they are, before you put any type of labels on them, if you're the kind of person who label people. It's funny that you brought up the scenario we said about seeing a woman that you're dating, casually dating out with someone else. Does that make her a hoe? I feel like when it comes to, or my personal definition of what a hoe is not tied to anything other than promiscuity and her sexual behavior, right? Because a lot of people will call a woman a hoe just because she's entertaining multiple men, and she could not be sleeping with these men. And I feel like even if a woman is sleeping with multiple men, that may not necessarily make her a hoe. It makes her a woman who is actively dating and having sex with the men she's dating. But I feel like when you have no discretion about who you have sex with, that makes you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my personal thing. You agree? Because I feel like, this day and age, like you said, people gotta play around with who they're dating with and figure out what's gonna work for them. If you're gonna be with somebody, especially when we get older in age, you don't want to just, oh, we went on a few dates, it was nice and cool, we had sex, it was decent, this is gonna be boo, and I'm gonna cut off everybody else that I'm dating. That's really not how dating works, in my opinion. I feel like you're supposed to be getting to know everybody, giving everybody the opportunity to be consistent and to show you who they are, and seeing if y'all match, if y'all personalities clash or not, and if it works out. There's multiple ways to figure that out, and it takes time because people enter in these relationships or dating situations with their representative, the mask that they wear. So, and to feel like, oh, I'm dating 4 different guys. When I say dating, meaning I'm going out on dates with 4 different guys. I gotta pick one that I must be sleeping with, but I'm still going on dates with this one. But then what if this one, let me down in 3 weeks, but this one has been consistent. I haven't slept with him yet. You know what I'm saying? If people were to see a woman doing that, they're gonna automatically assume, 1, she's sleeping with all of them, even if she is, that's her prerogative. But 2, that she's a whore just because she's trying to see who's gonna be right for her. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree. I agree.
So, I mean, with that being said, I have a question for you. Do you think that what makes a woman a hoe or a whore is different from what makes a man a whore? Do you feel like men have more leeway to get away with things than women do?
In society, yeah, I agree, because a man could be seen with multiple women and would consider, he'd be considered a trophy individual. A woman get caught with several men, and automatically the world perceives her as being a woman that's promiscuous and out there. So a lot of people don't know the background of why this woman is with multiple men. It could be business, it could be family, it could be anything of the sort. It could be just hanging out. Because I have a best friend, and she's a female. I've known her for over 40 plus years, and it's like our relationship is one of the best. This is like a sister I don't have, because I do have a brother, and it's like this is a sister I never had, and it's like, so I see women more catering, leaning more towards men as their counterparts, so just being cool, what I mean, because men feel in his comfort if he's around a lot of women, because he's going to get applaud, like, oh, yo, he's that man, he's
Lord, this is an ego thing.
Yeah,
because you feel like if a man is around a lot of women, it's like, oh, he must be the man.
Yeah,
because if I don't want women, so you feel like if a man is out there and he's seen to be around a lot of women, or even if people allude to the fact that he's dating these women, whether he is or not, it makes him look like a kingpin, like he's like that dude.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
if there's a woman in the midst of a group of guys, right, then she looked at as
Yeah,
a whore, a slut.
Yeah.
And it's the double standard thing. It's not fair.
Yeah, I did say that. I did say that.
Yeah.
That it's not, because giving a label to something that you know not of is wrong.
Right.
A lot of, wild women are in, like church, or in church.
Preach.
You know what I mean? A lot of people that are wild hide behind labels, like.
Or they hide behind like acceptable societal standards or images of who they should be.
Yes.
Church-going girl.
Yes.
Professional.
Yes.
Educated woman who's
Yes.
like, because I feel like a lot of women nowadays say, "Oh, I don't do nothing. I just go to work and go home." But that be the ones who be out there like.
Oh, they'll say,
Wow.
I only drink wine. And a lot of women that mentioned to me that they only drink wine, I found out that it was luscious. Like, you know what I mean? That's all they do. They drink wine and anything else that has the word
alcohol content. And then, as a result, they be out there doing whole shit, right?
I won't say whole shit.
So how can you align that drinking behavior with being a hoe? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because when a person drinks, the real behavior of who that person is going to reveal itself.
Okay.
Because alcohol, it does things to people that it makes them reveal the truth, even if they don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the good judge of character is be a good listener. You know what I mean? Because people have a tendency of telling on themselves. So if you listen long enough, don't be too much of a talker. You know what I mean? Because if you talk too much, you'll talk yourself into a trap. You know what I mean? And into a corner. But if you listen, because, knowledge is to know, look, listen, and observe, and also to respect. So if you listen, you know what I mean, and observe and pay attention, the behavior of that person is going to reveal itself, even if it's not meant to be said. So just be careful of what you're doing and how you talk to people, how you judge people, and how you speak to people. You know what I mean? Because the reciprocation of what you want out of life is based off, you get what you receive,
So you receive what you put out there, right?
Yeah, you get what you receive. You know what I mean? You whatever you put out comes back in good terms or bad. You know what I mean? So they say the world revolves, it turns. Based on it turns, it's gonna come back and slap you right in the face. So good follows back good. You know what I mean? And bad follows bad. So.
All right. So with that being said, do you feel that body count determines what makes a woman or a man a whore? And when I say body count, I mean how many people you slept with. I know that's a taboo topic. A lot of people don't feel like they should share that. I don't feel like people should share that with their partners. But if you do happen to come into a situation or a conversation where it's like, how many people have you slept with? How many people have you slept with? And the person reveals a number that kind of is high. Do you feel that means that they are a hoe or were a hoe?
I can't say because 9 times out of 10 people don't speak on their body count,
But if they do, like, let's say that they do. Let's say you asked a woman, how many men have you slept with? And she said like 68 or, 113 or 42 or 31. How would you feel about that?
I don't know because I haven't been put in a situation.
But come on, this is hypothetical.
Yeah, I am speaking hypothetically, but I'm just saying.
So you ain't been put in a situation.
I haven't been put in a situation.
Right, because people don't openly talk about their body count. But I'm just saying, put yourself in a hypothetical situation. If I came to you and I said, I slept with 72 guys, how would you look at me differently?
10 times out of 10, yes.
Why?
Because you have a multiple personality disorder. Because if you dealt with 72 people, yeah, I would consider you a little bit crazy. Because if a person dealt with 72 souls, you know what I mean? 72 souls.
Wait a minute. So that's coming from somebody who had a lot of women in their time. But
we're not talking about.
No, I said hypothetically. I said hypothetically. If I said I've been with 72,
you just went and put me out there
because you're judging.
I didn't judge anything. I just said she's a person that has a.
You are judging because I said me.
Okay, you said Jew.
Yeah, I said let's say
So
if
we
I
speaking
said
hypothetically.
me.
Okay, so
I said,
so with me is speaking hypothetical.
yes, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
But you can't, like, the whole point is we out here judging people so harshly, right? And not taking into account of the things that we've done or participated in, and so on and so forth, right?
Okay.
So I said, hypothetically speaking, if I came to you and I was like, I just want to be honest, I slept with 72 men, right, in my time as a dating woman. Would you think that makes me a hoe? You said 10 times out of 10, yes. So my thing was, how can you feel that way if you've dealt with a lot of women in your day? Is it the male-female factor?
Okay, I'm gonna say because the thing that I've, like I said before, based on men, we are being, we are classified as a trophy, individual or trophy. It's like
It's like something that's good for a man to do.
Yeah, but
so you believe that?
No, but for me, I wasn't in relationships, of when I was, recently or in my past, so I couldn't be classified as a man that was a whore or a man that was out there because I was all over the planet. You know what I mean? I traveled a lot. I wasn't in one state at one point of time. I was in Buffalo. I was in Rochester.
Don't tell your places where you been.
I traveled, so I can't, I can't say, based on my behavior because I lived a lot of places, traveled a lot.
But one thing you just said, right? You said, oh, I wasn't in a relationship with all these people. So you feel that absolves you from being considered a whore because you weren't cheating on anybody when you were with the women that you were with. What if what if there's a woman out there who was single, like actively dated people, but she was single and she had a high body count? She wasn't in a relationship, but do you feel that she's still a hoe if she had like 70 partners?
No.
So you feel like it's all tied to whether or not she was in a relationship with someone else or not, if she's being a hoe?
Yes.
So do you feel that what makes a woman a hoe, because I feel like there's a difference between women and men, the way people see it. What makes a woman a hoe is if she's sleeping with other people while she's in a relationship.
Oh yeah,
Is that the main fact, or that the main thing that defines her as a hoe, or just one of the things?
That's one. That's one.
Okay.
Because if a woman is in a relationship and she's entertaining guys through text messages, flirting with guys on the job, or just engaging in any type of other male activity outside of her man, because if she feel that she need to ask questions referring to the world or what's going on, I think she should reference that to someone that she's connected with sexually, mentally, spiritually, in every feel of, I don't know.
So, okay. Now, let's bring it back to you just stating that you have a female best friend. I'm pretty sure that you and her have had conversations where you've gotten her opinion or female opinion on stuff. So are you saying that a woman, if she's in a relationship, she shouldn't be having conversations with men, even with her male best friends or homeboys?
No, I'm not talking in that Philip subject.
And you're just talking about just random guys out there?
Anybody random. Like, I'm glad you touched up on that topic, because I did speak on having a female best friend. And no, but I'm saying anybody outside that.
All right, y'all. So we kind of really touched on, our different perspectives on the topic, what makes a person a hoe, and the differences between men and women. I feel like it's looked at differently, even between us two, society. I think it's just something that everybody really has to define for themselves. But, enough about how we feel. How do you guys feel? We want to hear how you feel, or what you feel determines whether or not a woman or a man is a hoe. So please comment below and let us know, what is the definition of a hoe or a whore? Can men be whores, or is it just a woman thing that society has placed on women? And, what behavior determines whether or not a person is a whore? Is it tied to their relationship status? Is it tied to their body count? Is it tied to just them having conversations with people other than their spouse? Let us know below. In the meantime, make sure that you do follow us on Instagram at Coupled and Cultured. On TikTok, we're on TikTok, you guys. And like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can keep up with the videos that we post. And just be here next time to hear how we feel about something from a male and a female perspective. Anything you want to share?
Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and happiness.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.